Gen V Season 2, Episode 5 review. Let's get right into this. So, start the episode right then. We get kind of like a flashback in a way, because it starts off with just seeing Cipher, and it's from about 1 month ago in the timeline. And then we see him pretty much just going back to that little secret that he was keeping, which was revealed last episode. And that's when where he has the person in like the cryogenic thing, right? And we're still theorizing about who this is. And I remember my video, I'm like, you know what, man, I'm super tired, but it'd be crazy or it'd be funny if it was somehow Godolkin. And I don't know if it could be, who knows. But anyways, he starts like bathing him, cleaning him up, and stuff like that. And then guess who comes in? Sister Sage. And we knew that the season, the Gen V, as just like season 1, it would have some people from the boys in it. And here's another character from the boys. So far we had Starlight, we had the Deep, and now we have Sister Sage. And I'm pretty sure it's still a few more, if I'm not wrong. But then I'm like, okay, let's see what Sister Sage is gonna do here. Long story short, she got him a housewarming gift, and we find out the housewarming gift that she got him was the gnome. And if I'm not wrong, I could be tripping, but is this not the same gnome that we saw in last episode where Cate pretty much just used her powers on that guy, and then the guy started just going crazy on the gnome? I thought this was pretty funny. And kind of talking about the humor, I don't know if this is me or not, but I feel like a lot of the jokes this episode, a lot of jokes this episode, they weren't bad, but they were kind of, I don't know, not like hitting for me. They're kind of like falling flat. I guess one of the better ones in this episode was the Barbie thing, the Barbie joke, because I was kind of thinking that myself before they even said it. But yeah, besides the point, she gets him a housewarming gift, gets Cipher a housewarming gift, that is, and said no, man. I'm like, okay, you know, this is pretty good. And then they're just talking whatever, and then it goes into some freaky territory with Cipher, Sister Sage, and yeah, so obviously they have this. Literally confirms here that they have some type of romantic relationship going on, and they kind of touch upon it more later on in the episode near the end. And then we go back to pretty much directly from the end of episode 4, after the fight between Marie and Jordan. And they're kind of just heading back to the locker room, and they're just talking about, they're like, what is this? What's going on? Then Jordan's like, you almost got me. You almost eliminated me. You almost got me there. Okay, like this, it's not cool. Come on, like maybe Cipher is right, at least in that regard about your powers or something. And then Cipher, speaking of, this guy just pops out, and just further, he's kind of like triple, quadruple downing. Just on the fact that Marie has so much untapped potential, and that's just a common theme throughout this episode, and even before this, like we just know this guy, he just has an obsession of Marie and her powers, and just getting her to her, just greatness, I guess. And then he just kind of explains that there, and then also he just kind of owns Jordan. He's like, yeah. And he does that again in the episode as well. And then he's pretty much like, you're going to do what I say, otherwise I'm going to send you back to Elmira, just like how I sent Cate there. And this pretty much confirmed that Cate, she got sent back after the stunt that she tried to pull, well, kind of helping Emma. And we saw that when Cipher just, bro, he's quick like that. He knows everything. He literally knows everything. And then we go to Cate. She's pretty much arrives at Elmira, and here they're like, you know what? You need to just get undressed, man. That's it. And this is honestly a pretty uncomfortable scene. I'm like, okay, this is very uncomfortable, very strange. And then they just wanted to put her into the prison clothes or whatever. And then also they put the collar on so that the Supes, they can't use their powers. Because after all, this is like a facility for Supes. Like a prison for Supes. And then finally we see Sam. We go back to Sam here. We finally saw him. Because last episode we didn't see him. If I'm not wrong. And then honestly, I think this is probably the most interesting part of the episode. I know this might be tripping, but I feel like in this episode the storyline of Sam is just, I think it's great. Honestly, I found it very interesting. And yeah, so we first see him going like just reminiscing about his younger self when he was, I guess, like normal, if you want to say, before everything went down with like Vought. And then yeah, and then he first just breaks into his parents' house, okay, and his powers, yeah, his powers was great. I'm not gonna lie, his powers was great. But then, yeah, his parents get spooked because they're like, "Well, we weren't expecting this." And then, but yeah, they're very happy to see him there. But you do kind of get the sense that his mom is up to something. Like she's not like how the dad is. Yeah. So I don't know if there's gonna be like a reveal down the line in the season or something, but we'll see. And then we go to Emma, Jordan, and Marie, and there's talking. And then Marie's like, "Yo, guys, we gotta get out. We gotta get Cate out, even though." I hate her guts just like how you guys do. We gotta get her out. And both Jordan and Emma, they're pretty reluctant to do it. But they eventually decide to do it. Honestly, just for the greater good. Like, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but it's true. They decide to do it for the greater good. But they're like, dang, we need more power. It's not gonna be enough just for us three to do it. And yeah, they decide to get Sam. Or well, they try to get Sam. But let me backtrack a bit, and then as they try to make the plan about it, and they're like, yeah, we can't go through the same route because of, yeah, they just know they can't go through the route that Marie went through, just because that's already been done. So they're prepared for it, and it might even be a setup. So who knows? But they're like, yeah, we need someone else. And then we go back to Sam, and he's just kind of having, I guess, dinner with his parents. And they're just watching cartoons of the Deep, if I'm not wrong. And then Sam kind of makes a comment about how he went to a frat party that had the Deep, and the Deep, we know in the last episode, his lore at Godolkin is just, yeah, he's kind of just like a legend there, a goat. Yeah. The frat guys, the frat people, just love him because that's, yeah, this typical Deep. That's literally what you'd expect him to indulge in, and that's literally what it was. But yeah, he's like, yeah, he just throws frat parties, and then his dad's like, oh, okay, that's pretty interesting. But yeah, like even in that scene, his mom's acting weird, just acting weird. And then he gets a call. Sam gets a call, and then he exits the room, goes into another room, and it's Emma calling him, and then she's like, yo, we need your help, Sam. And yeah, because they have no one else besides Sam to really go to, or that's even strong enough. And she pretty much just asks Sam, come on, we need your help for this. We need you to just, yeah, help us get Cate out. And he's like, no, I'm not doing it. He hesitates, and then he's like, no, I'm not doing it. Okay, you're right about Cate, screw her. And I'm like, oh damn. And also, I guess like an underlying thing here was that he's just enjoying being back with his family. Right? He's, yeah, like, for him that's huge. And then Emma's like, damn, alright then. And then the next scene we see Marie and Jordan, they're at the car, and that's actually, if I'm not wrong, the car that Jordan won. And then he's like, yo, Marie, why don't you drive here? And then she's like, nah, I don't really know how to drive. And then we see Emma, and she's like, yeah, sorry guys, we can't, yeah, we're kind of screwed, because Sam said no. And Sam's supposed to be the way to get through like those reinforced walls, those very strong walls. And then we see, I forget his name. What's his name? I think his name's Greg. And there's literally hinting at just Emma and Greg just being a thing. This is very awesome. But a key thing here is that she says to Greg, I think that's his name, yeah, if we don't come back in a few days, tell Polarity. Tell him that, yes, just let him know. Because he'll know what to do. And then they just get in there. And then also, it's kind of funny little detail here that Jordan and Marie, they're just like, oh, okay, hey, we see you, Emma, we see you. And then the next scene here is with Polarity and Cipher. And it just further shows how Cipher's a menace. His view, like how some Supes have views on humans. It's kind of like how humans, a lot of them are just like against Supes. They're disgusted by him, and it's kind of, I guess, social commentary on that, and that's been a thing in the boys universe. But here's another example how Cipher his values have been very clear in this season. And yeah, he does not mess with humans, to say the least. Okay, he treats them like servants, and just doesn't seem as really anything else much more than that. Just serving Supes, serving him. And yeah, that's kind of what he's proving in this conversation he had with Polarity when the human was just serving them food. And Polarity's like kind of asking questions, trying to get some information out. But in typical Cipher fashion, this guy already knew. Cipher he's like, no, I already know what you try to do. How you try to get those files at the library, the vault archives. He's like, just ask me what you really want. And Polarity's just taking back. He's like, what the hell? Are you serious? How does this guy know? And he's like, just ask what you really want. Ask about your son. And then he asks, like, what happened to my son? And then he's like, well, I think he said we were trying to do some experimenting. And, yeah, it went wrong. Polarity, just rightfully so, he's just mad, as any father would be. And he gets so close. He got so close to where he was taking out Cipher. But would he actually be taken out, though? I'm kind of curious. Like, what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section down below. Do we think he would actually do we actually think Cipher would just be dead? I'm not too sure. I feel like he has more powers we just don't know of. Like, there's more to him, obviously, that we don't know. But, like, especially in his abilities, which I think will get revealed later on in the season. But I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't die that easily. Even if, like, say, Polarity couldn't control his anger and he just went to just finish him right there. I don't think he'd actually die. But anyways, Polarity was he took too much time. He's indecisive, and Cipher saw that, and he pretty much just started controlling the knife himself. And then he's put his hand to starts down to show him, yeah, don't mess with me. Come on, you're gonna do better than that. And his hands bleeding out. He's just like so calm and casual about it. And then he's just like, bro, it's kind of like, stop messing with me. And now I got a meeting with Dana White, which is kind of funny because they're from kind of reference to last episode how they had the UFC type pay-per-view with the fight between Marie and Jordan. Yeah, then he pretty much just puts the knife in Polarity's food. And he's like, just eat up. I don't mind. While I'm on the Zoom call. Bro, obviously Polarity, he's not gonna eat it. Okay, come on. It's not be crazy here. That's nasty. Come on. Obviously he's not gonna do that. And then we go back to Sam, and he's in his room, in his childhood room, just looking around, seeing it, and then he sees the height thing where when you're growing up as a kid, your parents just measure height and just put like the checkpoints there, the benchmarks, whatever you want to call them, as you grow up. And then his dad comes in the room and just gives him a box of kind of his old childhood toys and drawings, whatever, just a whole bunch of stuff like that. And there's a funny bit with the Queen Maeve thing. If you know, you know. I'm not going to even go into any further detail about that. Just, yeah, crazy. But then Sam's kind of like just has a deep discussion with his dad. No pun intended. Just about how all this missed time and how he wishes things could just be back to how they were before. But yeah, he kind of knows they can't be. And I'm like, okay, this is wholesome. This is a wholesome conversation. I'm like, okay, this is going great. And then, long story short, he's just like, Dad, why don't you just measure my height now? Because we need this update. I think he said 2013 was the last one. Come on, like we need to get this update. Come on. And that's what they do. And I'm like, okay, wow, this is great. This is great, wholesome stuff here. But then Sam looks at the window and he sees his mom on the phone. And this kind of just further goes back to the thing how his mom is just being hella shady. And then he instantly thinks, oh, wait, because he is kind of like paranoid as well. But he instantly starts thinking, oh, she's trying to contact Vought and like send me back, essentially. That's the mentality. So he quickly goes outside to confront her. He's like, who are you calling? And even the way the mom was just like talking, it just came off as shady. It came off that she was trying to be a rat or something. But who knows? Who knows if that's the case? I know I keep on saying it a lot, but that might be revealed down the line in the season. But yeah, then he's prepared to brace her phone, and then the dad tries to come like cool things down, and then Sam just uses powers on him, bro. He can't control his rage, and then his mom's kind of lashes out on him there. And then we see finally the plan going to fruition with Jordan, Marie, and Emma. They start infiltrating, breaking into the prison. And they already kind of under the mindset that it's a setup. And guess what? They get to the rooftop of the building, and it's just like they just put cement in it. You can't even get in, and then all of a sudden it's like a tear bomb. And that's about it. So yeah, this is all under Cipher's plan. He was trying to set him up. And then they put them all back in their cells with obviously the collars on. But yeah, it's clearly a setup. And like, god damn, we're all stuck. But Emma, they put her right beside Cate. And Kate's like, no way, you guys came for me, even though I was kind of just being a bum. You guys came for me, I can't believe it. And Emma's like, yeah, I guess. But then, yeah, the next scene we see here is with Cipher, and Sister Sage is back. Okay, and this is like in the present line, the present timeline, I guess, whatever. It's like present day. And it just shows here that Sister Sage is just helping Cipher in his grand plan. And they did mention Homelander. He's kind of like, what about Homelander? And then she just kind of like reassured him about that. And how it's pretty much it's vital to him, or it's vital for Cipher to get Marie on the right track in terms of expediting like her powers. And like they gotta do this quicker. And if I'm not wrong, I think in the scene also they were kind of hinting that he was like dying, kind of. That's why. And yeah, it's also just more romantic stuff between the two. And then we go to Polarity, the scene of Polarity, and he's just trying to get a hold of anyone, Marie, Emma, and they're not picking up the phone. But little does he know, that's because they're held captive at Elmira. But he doesn't know that. And then he starts looking at pictures, and they start glitching out. And then he sees pictures of Andre, of course, and it just gets more sad. And then I don't know what it is. I guess he just can't handle it. It's too much for him to handle, and his powers start going crazy. Like he starts having it's kind of like a headache. It seems. And he just falls on the ground and everything. Just, yeah, everything like all the metal stuff that's near him in the house starts going just all over the place and almost hitting him, honestly, a lot of times. And then we see Sam at the park. That's just where he goes to when he was a kid, or where he went to as a kid to just blow off steam when he's just mad at his parents. And then his mom showed up there, and then yeah, it was kind of awkward at first. But by the end of this conversation, it was pretty deep, no pun intended. But to summarize it, by the end of the conversation, they kind of come to a mutual understanding, which is good, because him and his mom, like Sam and his dad, their relationship seemed to be like, yeah, like they kind of like made up pretty quick. But there was, as we saw earlier in the episode, tension between him and his mom. And by the end of the scene, you can see that, like, yeah, the tension's kind of gone, because mom started blaming herself for it because of the premature genes. And yeah, just talking about Sam's state, his condition, and I guess how he was always like this, always the way he was. No, even if even if they didn't put the compound V in him, regardless, he always would have been like this. So yeah, but yeah, that was about it for that scene. And then we go back to Cate, and she pretty much gets the plan to use the stitches or whatever in her, like, on her head to get out. And she, like, pretty much just gets them out, as we can see here. And this is around the time when they made the Barbie joke, which is, honestly, I think one of the best jokes in this episode. And then we see, the next scene we see is with Marie and Cipher. And Cipher's like, oh yeah, I hear you guys, I'm right here. And he's like, I want to see you get to the next level. He's always about that. And they're kind of just like, Marie and Jordan are like, nah, you ain't doing that. Nah, you ain't. But pretty much Cipher's like, nah, if you want to get out, you're going to do exactly as I say. Okay, or else. It's just that simple. And then he first shows Marie, he's like, this is the first thing I'll show you. And it's where Andre spent his last moments, right? If I'm not wrong. And I'm like, damn. And yeah, honestly, every time there's any reference to Andre, it's just upsetting. It's sad to say the least. And then the next spot he takes Marie to is to another cell. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? What's going on? Who could it be? And yeah, it's none other than what's her name? What's Marie's sister's name? Annabeth. And I'm like, yo, what? There's no way. This is crazy. Because we saw, what was it, in episode 4, I think? I think it was in episode 4 we saw that. Like the scenes with her aunt. But besides the point, Marie can't believe this. She's like, what? No way. And then even Annabeth can't believe it. She's like, get me out of here. Help. Come on. But then Marie just starts getting mad, which is rightfully so. And she kind of just lashes out, trying to attack Cipher. And it's kind of ruins the whole thing, because Cypher's like, you need to just do exactly as I said, not go off the plan. Otherwise, you're going to have to, or send you back to the doghouse. And that's what happened. So Marie, just by doing what she did, delayed things. And then she gets sent back to her cell, pretty much like almost like unconscious, because they shocked her. Not with the collar, but like obviously just like the tasers type devices. And then we go back to Cate, and she's finally got herself. She escaped. She used like the stitches, and then she got the like guard to come into the cell by just acting dead. And then she used her powers on him, and it was kind of funny because when she used the powers on him, it wasn't like some goofy. I mean, it was goofy. It was goofy, but it wasn't like the other time we saw with the gnome. This time, she got him to get the keys out, but he got the keys out and put it in his eye. And then when she took the keys off him, his eye was on it, and then she had to kind of just like I don't know how to describe it, like kind of like wave it off, and then it just fell off, and then she had to use key obviously to get her collar off, and then she helped get Emma out, and then then Emma and Cate, they quickly go to Marie, get Marie out, and then get Jordan out as well. And at this time I'm thinking, wait, this is too easy. Jordan's like, wait, this is too easy. This is not right. This gotta be a setup or something. This is it's meant to go this way. Like it's something weird. And then they quickly go to get Annabeth. And then she's right there. She's bleeding out. And then Marie's like, oh no. And everyone's like, she's dead. That's it. It's the end. But then, yeah, Marie can't believe it. Like, they're trying to tell her we gotta go. But Marie can't handle it. And this is kind of part of the plan for Cipher, with the help of Sister Sage, to get Marie to pretty much just get stronger. And here Marie uses her abilities to literally revive her sister. And by doing so, by reviving her, just healing her with the blood, she kind of extracts, like, does harm to others, because everyone else also started bleeding when Marie started using her powers and like making herself bleed. She pretty much did that in order to save her sister, and it worked. Like, I'm like, damn, just shows how powerful she is, right? Yeah, she saved her sister because you see the healing there. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought the way this is done was pretty cool, in my opinion. And then, yeah, that's about it. And then from there on, they're trying to they're gonna try to escape, but we'll see where this goes from here, honestly. But yeah, this episode, I don't know how to feel about this episode, to be honest. I don't, definitely not my favorite. I wouldn't say it's bad either. It's just, I don't know. I don't really feel any two ways about it. I'm just like, I feel indifferent about it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. It wasn't much analysis in this review as other ones, but yeah, they're just going scene by scene. Like, there was stuff in the scenes, but nothing like crazy. But anyways, there was a scene where, there was the last thing where Marie is talking to Cipher, and then Jordan exposes how Cipher's lying, capping, about controlling her body now. It was easier, and like how just fit like a glove. She's like, oh no, I can feel your pain. Pretty much hinting that the fact that he's dying, which is probably why he needs Marie in some sort of way, and like connects back to the plan, I guess, Sister Sage and what they were kind of talking about earlier. So yeah, that's the main thing from this episode. That was probably the most important thing. But anyways, let me know what you think down below about this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one. Peace.